This watercolor I think is amazing. As you may or may not know, watercolor is very, very difficult. It's a difficult media to paint in. So you have to be very thoughtful when you're applying it. And then to go in there and do boldness like this, sometimes it's easy to be very muted in watercolor. It can sometimes be harder to be so bold. But again, I love the colors. We've got this nice complementary color scheme going on. I love the composition. You've got all of that, and then with all the attention spent here on the lock, on the padlock and everything, and the kind of the rust there. This is really an exquisite, wonderful, wonderful piece. So I really enjoy this bas-relief. Again, I guess made out of clay, but I really, maybe I just like bas-relief, but I really like that this one's even more of a high relief. So it's really coming out of there. Like the colors, I like the scene, all the thoughtfulness. That's even got some sparkle to it, which, you know, I had to take a moment to like go back and actually look at that as to how it was being sort of colored. But yeah, I just really like the scene. Again, trying to invite the viewer to maybe even step on the rocks and take a view out. So yeah, I just like the way that she's engaging the viewer. So I appreciated this graphite drawing. I really thought the point of view was engaging. We're kind of at this rodeo or event with this writer, and we're up here and we're looking down on him, or I'm going to guess him. But like I said, I really like the point of view. I think that's not something that we typically, as viewers of these sorts of events, get to see. So we get to see that view. I think the rendering is done really well in graphite. You can see that whoever this is, this artist, it's definitely a labor of love. You can see that this is obviously a subject matter near and dear to his or her heart. And so every stroke and everything that's been put in here has been put in with like love and care. So I really appreciated this, again, three-dimensional object. It's a book, but it's also serving as a sculpture. So it's a bit of both. Since it is a book, it kind of invites us as viewers to want to move with it, interact with it. It's kind of the ode to the milkweed seed, I guess. But I like how playful each one is and how creative the artist had to be in what ways are they going to sort of use the seed in each scene, sort of culminating at the end here. But yeah, I love the simplicity of the ink drawings juxtaposed with the three-dimensionality of the actual seed. I really appreciate the kind of whimsy and fun of this piece here, and a lot of the resist that's going on with this kind of different technique. I like the bold, vibrant colors, you know, kind of the splattering going on. There's just something that makes me smile when I see this. So it's just kind of a lighthearted, fun. I'll say it, I think sometimes we can, as artists, I think sometimes we can get really serious and we think that our artwork has to be constantly so serious, and then somebody will come along and just do something that's just fun and playful and bring some levity to the art world. The next piece is this black and white photo, or winter scene. I think black and white photography in and of itself can be very dramatic. And so with this snow scene, it's a very sort of dramatic scene, and the snow's laid there. And as a viewer, I'm not sure if I want to walk down that path or not. So the first thing I saw is that is definitely not a shoveled path. So it's definitely a scene that sort of invites us in, but then we know that we probably don't want to walk down there unless we're wearing proper snow gear. So it's both an inviting and cautionary. And I sort of liked that sort of I guess back and forth of it. And of course all the trees and the branches and stuff make that nice inner web of lights and darks. And so it's just a very inviting composition, and it's just done really well. So I appreciated this scene. I enjoy pieces that sort of explore the everyday, or scenes that other people might think are mundane or might not stop to notice. So to sort of view some women who are out looking for some good deals at the flea market or wherever they're at. I thought the idea was fun. I also kind of like the arcing. Both women are arched over, and they're both reaching into these bins. So it kind of helps lead our eye back right into here. My guess is the biggest bargain is right there, that's right in the center of the piece that neither one of the women have seen, but we as the viewer have seen it. So I think we as the viewer know that if we were there, we'd go grab that one. So this is the best of show piece that I selected. I absolutely love the composition. I like this solitary swing. It's painted extraordinarily well. All the detail the artist has saved for the chain link of the swing, the swing itself. Everything in the background has been painted much more with a lot more atmospheric perspective. There's a little bit of warmth in some of these homes back there, so there's a nice complementary scheme of the yellows and the purples balancing each other out. But this is just painted extraordinarily well. The composition is amazing. If there's any piece in this room that I keep going back to, it was this one. So I noticed it right away, and then as I kept walking around, I just kept coming back to this and looking even closer. There's some little bit of some ice forming here. Besides just the way it was painted and the color scheme, there's a lot of sort of symbolism that's also wrapped up into just a solitary swing. So for all of us, either for some people it might be nostalgic, for other people it might be winter meant that they couldn't go out and play at recess anymore. For some people it's loss. So if you lost a child and they can no longer play anymore, there's a lot that is wrapped up into an empty swing that I think every viewer in this room will bring something different when he or she views this piece. There's also the idea that with winter, we know that winter will come to an end and soon spring will come forth, and soon the ice and the snow will melt from this and there will be rebirth, and there will be kids and some things swinging soon. So there's just a lot wrapped up into one solitary swing. So for that, I really appreciated this piece and awarded it Best of Show.